So now for Israel, which we're saving for last, 514 means several things. If we remember, Yahweh exiled the Canaanites from Israel because of their child sacrifice and pagan idolatry of Moloch. They became the wanderers and eventually the Khazarian mafia that would rule our world. In 1917, the Rothschilds, leaders of the Synagogue of Satan, purchased Palestine from the English via the Balfour Declaration, which neither party had the right to buy or to sell. Palestine belonged to its rightful heir, the Palestinians, who are the biblical Hebrews, the true Israelites. So much indoctrination has led us to believe that the Palestinians were the occupiers and that the Ashkenazi Jews, descendants of Cain and the Khazars, had been displaced and therefore entitled to return to their homeland. This is the biggest political propaganda scam that the Rothschilds, with the aid of Zionist author Theodor Herzl, have perpetuated. But let's think about it. What greater vengeance than to take Israel back from God as revenge for their ancestors' expulsion? Imagine Satan on the throne of Jerusalem. The satanic Khazarian communists, including Trotsky, Stalin, and Lenin, spread godless communism throughout Russia, assassinated Tsar Nicholas II with his family, and led the most barbaric genocide against countless Jews and Gentiles the likes the world had ever seen. And frankly, much of the world still remains unaware. Over 60 million people were brutally killed within a 50-year period. And specifically, during 1915 through 1921, communist-sponsored pogroms were implemented in Russia and bordering Poland, displacing and murdering 6 million people. This aided the Rothschilds in their scheme to justify a Jewish homeland in the minds of the global psyche. British Rothschilds then orchestrated World War II to serve as the impetus for their Holocaust exodus to create the state of Israel for its victims, which we were told were approximately 6 million. Again, that 6 million number rises. Interestingly, historian David Irving is quoted as saying, "There were no gas chambers at Auschwitz, and the Nazis did not kill millions of Jews in gas chambers in World War II. Hitler is also quoted as saying, "The day mankind finds out what I was trying to defend this nation of Germany from, then that is the day World War III will start. For on that day, mankind will learn that I was trying to save my nation from the Freemasons, the Illuminati, and the Khazarian fake Jews. For if the Americans win the war, then they will conquer the world and forever be a slave to the Khazarians, who will then conquer God." In late 1947, the UN General Assembly, adopted Resolution 181 to partition Palestine into Arab and Jewish states, with just 33 votes in favor. How ironic, 33. The Palestinians rejected the UN's partition plan as an obvious violation of Palestinian rights and warned of the coming devastation. On March 10, 1948, the Zionist paramilitary adopted Plan Dalet, which laid out a strategy of ethnic cleansing and eviction of 750,000 Palestinians, also known as the Nakba, a combination of massacres, razed homes, and theft of assets and land. 75 years ago, on May 14, 1948, Prime Minister David Ben-Gurion declared the creation of the State of Israel. Golda Meir, a male to female transsexual who would become the fourth Prime Minister of Israel, became one of the signatories of Israel's independence of declaration. The Israeli radio station Call Israeli conducted its first broadcast, and the US granted Israel de facto recognition and gained independence from British administration. These events led to the first Palestinian-Israeli war and a massive refugee crisis. Today, Palestinians still live under apartheid, are killed on a daily basis. Schools and homes are razed at whim, and Palestinian children are still kidnapped for the trafficking of their organs by the Israelis. Zionist forces control 78% of Palestinian territory, with the rest divided into what are now the occupied West Bank and the Gaza Strip. The world seems to stand by and watch as the United States remains allies to the Israeli government, the Khazarian mob, the satanic cabal. The Israeli flag with the Star of David, with a stripe above it and a blue stripe below it, is not a biblical symbol, but one that represents Satan ruling the heavens and the earth. But this is all about to change.